I really think that this is just a sign to just start the video. I've had lots of problems with noise. I hope you can't hear any in the background. I've worked hard to try to remove some of it. But here I have a little bit of some search and destroy. This is going to be a round of search and destroy. I won't spoil anything. You know what? Yeah, we'll talk about it as it goes. And then the second game of this is it is a public match. A cage match is. Playing with a friend though. There is nobody playing cage match right now. Literally, there's literally nobody playing cage match. So if you wanted to play cage match with your friends, you can totally do that. Just hop in there at the same time, and you guys can play together. They have said that they've been going in there and busting people for boosting and headshots and cheating. So if you're afraid of that, don't do that. But if you just go in there, play each other in 1v1s, you can have a good time. So here I am close to an ace. Here is halfway there. There are 2 guys left. The bomb is planted. I have 1 teammate alive. I did not necessarily realize what I was in for, because I should have budgeted my time a little bit better. And this second game I have here, almost an ace, I will say. Almost an ace in a round one. Could have been great. The second game I have here is a cage match, snipers only, that I did with my friend. Oh, actually, I guess there are 2 rounds of the Search and Destroy. But then the second part of this gameplay will be the sniper match from the cage match. It's a lot of fun. Snipers only. It's fun to play your own custom matches inside of a match and actually get XP for it. That's the real cool thing. You actually get XP for it. Keep working towards your prestige. But the thing I wanted to kind of talk about are like these abandoned game modes that we've kind of talked about. The cage match, team tactical, sabotage, demolition. Most of my favorite game modes actually are abandoned game modes, which is a little weird because it seems to be a strange theme. Let me grab a sip of water here if you don't mind. Also, how many people hang out in Blue? Why were there 3 people sitting on the second story of Blue? That really pissed me off. And so I've been hanging out in a lot of these abandoned places, and some of these abandoned places I'm actually making work from and at and on in and of. There we go. All of the the word like the. It's a I'm gonna remember that what type of word the is. Conjunction, you idiot. Participle? Maybe it's part. Okay, anyway, not important at all. Some of these places that I've been making, I like, and we're on vacant, an abandoned office building. I think actually Call of Duty 4 might have to do something with my urban ruin porn that I'm a big fan of, as you can tell. And so I'm making a lot of this work in these like abandoned buildings, and it's weird because at first, like, it was saying this one thing as I was starting to make this work, but as now, like, this collection of work continues as it grows to be a body of work in itself too. It says another thing, which I'm finding to be interesting. I don't have I have some photos from my website. I'll actually throw up from one of the abandoned places that I was in. But the second one, actually, the photos are just still on my camera. I haven't actually looked at them or edited them or anything like that, so I can't go through them yet. I might even going back to take more. But yeah, there's just something about these places that are so inviting to me, and that they seem like they could just really like capture they capture my attention. They capture like the presence. There's something. It feels like there is something happening in these spaces, which is really strange, considering nothing is happening, but because everything has happened, I guess already. What's already happened. What's going to happen has already happened, I guess, to these places. It's over for them. They don't have much left, and so, or if anything at all, it might be completely over for them. And so it's weird staying in these places, especially because they are transitionary. And I think I'm finding that other people connect and identify with these, like with this work I'm making of in these abandoned places, because because of that, because they remember these places when it was the full of life, when it had the life that they remember, when they had a part of it that they could take part in. Part of that building was something that they had interaction with. Excuse me. And so people see what it is now, and they, it's like somewhat of a memento for them. It's like it's something that they can identify with. And then the other thing is what it's going to be. People also identify with how happy places have come, particularly like in the city I live now. People get real excited about like the change that's happened and how much not of a shitty place this is. It's still kind of a shitty place, and so it's interesting that people also are identifying with these strange places. But yeah, so the two places that I have been into, or one of them was the old library. It was just this really old library that went out of date. They built another one, and so this was just left there sitting. So it was an old library. And then the second one is an old school building that was like the art building, but again got out of date, and they just gonna let like revamp it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and see you later.